Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and today we're going to be talking about breaking down how Olivia and Dan both made and produced and wrote her new song Deja Vu. I'm pumped to see this. I love these artist breakdowns. I think it's really, really cool. Rolling Stones usually does a really good job, so they usually go pretty in-depth. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. If you're interested in checking out more Olivia Rodrigo stuff, definitely type in Jacob Restituto, Olivia Rodrigo, and you'll see a whole 40 different videos out there. I post a lot. And if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely consider checking out my music. It's Jacob Restituto, wherever you listen. Let's see what we got.
Olivia Rodrigo released her first single, Driver's License. It became the first smash hit of 2021, breaking records and topping the charts for over 2 months. She has now released her second single, Deja Vu, previewing her highly anticipated debut album, which she recorded while filming the second season of her Disney Plus series, High School Musical, The Musical, The Series, in Salt Lake City. I'm Brittany Spin.
Is that what season? Oh, how many seasons are already out?
Piano, senior writer for Rolling Stone. I sat down with Olivia and her producer, Dan Nigro, to talk about the songwriting and production process for Deja Vu.
So Dan and I wrote this song together in the end of August 2020. I think we were actually trying to write another sadder song, and it wasn't working. And so Dan was like, well, what other ideas do you have? In my notes app on my phone, I have all of these poems and just weird song concepts. And one of the little hook lines that I had was, when she's with you, do you get deja vu? I just think deja vu is really cool. I get deja vu all the time, and I think it's a really interesting phenomenon. And so I thought it would be a cool way to talk about deja vu, to talk about when you break up with someone and they move on, sometimes you watch them on social media or whatever, and they're living the same life that you lived with another partner. That can be.
I'd be curious to know, and I think it's fascinating that how many artists, I think we all, every single artist you talk to, including all the famous ones, they all say oh, I just have a list of songs in my notes app, and it's so do I, and so does Taylor Swift, who talks about that, and so does Phineas, and we all, if you could just see what's on everybody's notes app like that, it'd be really fascinating. Or at least this, I'm talking about the songwriting aspect. I'd love to see all the other stuff that she has on her notes app, or all the stuff that Phineas has on his, just the ideas that maybe never made it into a songs. Or, and I think that's something I'm going to start doing on my channel, is the pre-ideas, where it's the audio, the audio recordings on your phone, maybe the first recording that you had, where the lyrics are different, the melody's a little different, to the final product, including maybe the notes apps included, because it's, I think, cool to see the process of where things started, how it's going, and or how it started and how it's going now, kind of. It's
sort of frustrating, and I feel that's a really universal, relatable thing that doesn't really get talked about a ton. And so I thought that would be a cool way to talk about deja vu and make it fun and relationshipy. I'd say maybe half or 75% of the songs that are on my project and that we make together, I sort of will write a verse and a chorus, and Dan will help me finish it and polish it up. But with Deja Vu, actually, we wrote that in a session together. I said I wanted to write something with when she's with you, do you get deja vu? And we sort of created that whole world together and wrote.
He I assume has a pretty sick setup. Notice the GoPro over here, another GoPro over here. So I like the fact that he records his sessions. This looks like it's some sort of compressor going on over here. This, I think, is an AKG microphone. It's a super popular microphone. It's it has the black grill on one side, the gold grill on the other. You can slightly see the gold side right here. Very popular microphone. Really cool. Is it Sennheiser or AKG? AKG. I don't remember.
Wrote all the lyrics and the melodies together. I think Dan actually came up with the lyric. I think you came up with the Malibu thing.
Did I?
Yeah, you said Malibu, and I was oh, I can see that. And Dan was what's your favorite ice cream? And I was strawberry, and so we were strawberry ice cream in Malibu.
Strawberry ice cream in Malibu. Don't act
cool.
We didn't do all that too.
That's cool to see that that's a sick chair, man. I have my chair over here. It's cool to see the audio versions.
Strawberry ice cream in Malibu. Don't act like we didn't do all that too.
See how he pulled out the reverb
Strawberry
there?
ice cream
Reverb?
in Malibu. Don't act like we didn't do all that too.
As a clean version. But I feel the line that I most recall was the watching reruns of Glee.
Yes.
I was but I've never watched Glee before.
Neither of us have ever watched Glee, but we're watching reruns of Glee.
Oh, that's funny. See, that's funny, and I talk about this a lot as a songwriter. How it's easier to write a song, just a general song, because you could make things up like that, watching reruns of Glee. Neither of them ever seen Glee. Meanwhile, I find it super impressive now talking on a very slightly different topic is like Lin-Manuel Miranda doing Hamilton. It's like trying to write history, truth history like that and turning it into song. That's why I think something like that is so impressive because you have to stick to the facts and you can't flub it and be like, oh, Alexander Hamilton came from England because you're trying to rhyme England with, I don't know, whatever rhymes. You know what I mean? Like, I find that really interesting.
And Dan actually came up with the Billy Joel lyric, too, which is probably my favorite lyric in the thing.
Just trying to make Long Island represent as much as possible in this, you know.
Yo, is he a Long Islander? What?
Oddly enough, like I feel like the lyrics came so fast. I feel like with Deja Vu was like every idea that we came up with was actually kind of like, oh yeah, let's just go with that. It was like, try not to overthink it. You know?
I remember I did write a second verse though. We wrote the verse and the chorus, and then I like went home because it was like late.
Yo, shout out to Dan Nigro, Long Island, New York. Yo, that's sick, man.
And I wrote a second verse the next day that was like too serious. Because the fun thing about Deja Vu is it's like kind of like funny and like tongue-in-cheek a little bit. And so I remember like me writing like a serious one and you were like, no, I gotta keep it like
I think that's
jokey.
the constant theme sometimes with Olivia is that it gets serious. I feel like that was Driver's License the same way. Like the first bridge for Driver's License was so emo and like, there's like, I think we should make it more playful, right?
I'm very emo. And Dan was in an emo band and he still tells me I'm emo. Like that's how you know you're really emo. My favorite thing about working with Dan is if I write something that's bad, he's like, you can do better than that.
That's cool. The dual microphones, you can see the stereo. That's how they get the stereo sound. Right ear is the higher frequencies, left ear is
like don't even entertain the idea, so it saves time.
This song was definitely like the hardest song to make. For some reason, the production part was really difficult because also Olivia went to Salt Lake. So like the song wasn't actually finished being written, I think, when she left. I prefer when Olivia's in the room because like she can tell me in real time if she likes like a sound or doesn't like a sound. There were a lot of moments where like we didn't have like the right lyric or something, and Olivia would like go in the car and I'd be like, just sing this into your iPhone, because it was so difficult with the pandemic to get into a recording studio. There was like so much of.
I'd be curious to see like how much of that they kept, because I know a lot of artists that have kept voice memo recordings in the final
going
version.
back and forth with the song.
And I think it was also a little difficult for me because I'm very much like a singer-songwriter-y ballad type girl, and this song is not like that at all. It's like a really like cool mid-tempo pop song, and so I think like finding like my footing in that like genre of music took like a little bit of time and took a little bit of trial and error.
Olivia and Dan shared some of the original recordings for the song and pointed out the intricate details and surprises on the track.
And this was the original guitar that we wrote it to.
Which is really cool.
I know, I always like this one. I have the original version of the song, like the very first demo that I don't think anybody ever even like heard this version.
I've never
except
heard
for me and maybe you.
I don't even think I have.
So this is the original idea.
Wow. That phaser on the electric guitar, giving that kind of movement. Phasers are getting popular, man. Justin Bieber's been using a lot of it on his tracks. Very interesting.
To Malibu, strawberry ice cream, 1 spoonful.
Really interesting syncopation. Dun, da, 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Really interesting.
And trading jackets, laughing about how small it looks on you.
What we ended up using was the Wurlitzer and like this toy piano mixed together, which is like the main sound.
Wurlitzer is an electric piano
and like I just
instrument. They were company.
Wanted to feel somewhat like, I guess psychedelic's the word. I just wanted to feel like a little off-putting.
I really love that. I love like how the verse is so like serene almost. It's like painfully calm.
Because the lyrics are so saccharine in the beginning, purposefully to like let you into the chorus. What's clever about the song is that like the chorus is not what you just don't expect the lyrics to turn to what they turn into. So I think it's about that, is like to kind of like engage the listener in a way that makes them feel like they don't actually know what they're about to get.
When they say, saying I love you in between the chorus and the verse,
Do you want to give that away? You want to give it away?
Yeah, I'll give it away.
Yeah,
Can I give it away?
Okay.
Well, so only like a couple people like pick up on it, but I like whisper like I love you, in the track, and like it's like super buried. And my A&R, who's like probably listened to this song, the poor guy, he's probably listened to this song like 200 times because it went through so many mixes. He listened to it 200 times and like never heard it, which I think is super cool.
That's funny that you guys. I remember you guys actually commenting on it. I missed it, but you guys were like, "Oh, did you hear that she said I love you in the verse?" I was like, "I didn't," but that's wild that you.
I don't know if it like only certain people can hear it, but it's like really buried and like very subtle.
In between the chorus and the verse. I love you.
That was another Salt Lake City choir recording.
Oh, there was a recording.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Look at that audio.
These
made it in.
guitars are iPhone recording guitars, which is fun.
That's wild. That's actually crazy to know that. That's interesting.
There
man.
was a
Yeah, it
recording. Oh,
was.
yeah. These guitars are iPhone recording guitars, which is fun.
Probably layer.
And then obviously the
Yeah, definitely some sort of. It's so interesting that like odd grip to that.
jazz vacuum.
Okay, so
Actually, one of my
Dan refuses to call saxophones and insists that we call them jazz vacuums.
And there's actually a lot of jazz vacuums on Olivia's recordings. So one of my favorite parts is I had an incredible musician named Ryan
I wish that I could play the jazz vacuum.
and do a lot of flutes and saxophone in this song, which I just think sound incredible. All these.
I'd love to see the effects chain that he has on there. I assume that that's a Wurlitzer. So like to see what effects he put on, because like the reverb and stuff, like it's a really long tail reverb. Looks like he's using Pro Tools, by the way.
Singing in harmony.
I came into the studio one day and I was like, Dan, I hate Deja Vu. I don't like it. I don't want to put it out. The second verse is boring. And if I was listening to it, I would just turn it off. I was like so sad. And he's like, well, if like the second verse is boring, let's like make it more interesting. And so we like changed the melody and we put some like, I just like love like gang vocals. I love like yelling over the top of songs. And so we like added some of that. And then I feel like it like really raised the energy of the song a little
Well, we
bit.
tried so many things.
Yeah.
Well, you were still in Salt Lake, and you were like, it's boring. The song is boring. So I like sped it up, and then I sped it up a little bit more, and I was like, I don't think it's the speed of the song. And then I tried adding like other instrumentation. And I
I'd
was
be
like,
curious to know how they speed it up. If they actually do like time manipulation in the actual tempo, or if they have to go re-record everything, or what.
it
that
started to
process
sound
is.
weird. You just don't think like to change the song.
Yeah.
You're like trying to change the production for so long. Like, how do we make this more interesting with the production? But ultimately, at the end, it was like, oh no, we just have to actually make the song better.
You get your friends to comment on our photos just so you seem nice.
Wait, that's a different
This is no, it's not. It's a different melody. We had a lot of different ideas for this thing.
Yeah, this was a
This is a worker. We like.
So it's funny, like there are songs that just come easily, and then there's songs you gotta work your face off to actually get them
Worked on
finished.
this one.
Yeah, I don't think we ever actually knew when it was done. I think it just had to be done. We were just like,
Literally,
yeah.
there was like the label was like, you have to turn it in by like today. And we were like, okay. We wanted to write a bridge. I think that was like the last part that we wrote. I wanted to be like really high energy, because you know the rest of the song was like very like serene and like eerily calm. But I wanted like the last bridge to kind of like go crazy. And I love Cruel Summer. It's one of my favorite songs ever.
Dude, you guys are killer at recognizing tracks and stuff, because everybody's like, in this song, it says, I said that it sounded like a Taylor Swift song, and everybody's like, oh, it's a Cruel Summer song. I'm like, how do you guys reference, like, know it, man? It's crazy.
I love the like the yelly vocals in it, like the harmonized yells that she does. I feel like they're like super electric and like moving, and so I wanted to do something like that. And I love that that little like that's like my favorite part of the production.
That thing is sick.
That was a fight.
That was a fight too.
That was a fight.
We wanted to do a post-chorus, like a vocal post-chorus.
Well,
like,
yeah, I made the mistake of like printing, like, because I got so excited about the song that I think I printed up a version for everyone to hear, like, check this out. And we didn't have a post-chorus, so I just like took Olivia's vocal and like made the little vocal chop.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, I would have loved to hear the vocal chop. I love vocal chops. I mean, you could hear it all around my music. I would have loved to have
kind of
heard a
liked
vocal
it.
chop
I know that
version.
it was like felt like we were cheating by making a vocal chop,
Yeah.
but like when the label heard it, everybody loved it, and Olivia was like, "That's not going in the song." And like, yeah.
I don't like vocal chops. It's like,
I'll play it.
My
This was the
vocal chop.
original
Oh.
original drop that happened.
Do you get deja vu?
I
You
was
know
like,
what? actually, it's simpler than I thought. So I actually like the new version, honestly.
I don't know, it's like not my thing at all. I love like synths, and it's actually a synth and the thing. It kind of sounds like a cool like warped guitar, which I like.
It's a mellotron. It's just like a super distorted mellotron sound.
But I like love that sound, and it feels so like dirty.
Which
and
the Beatles used a lot of mellotron
like,
back
raw.
I'm happy we went there. I feel like I made the mistake of like making an early bounce because we were excited.
Driver's License picked up steam much faster than Olivia ever could have imagined. I was curious how its immediate success affected the making of her second single.
That's a
We
great
chose
question.
this song to come out after Driver's License, probably in September. Like, we chose it a long time ago before Driver's License ever came out. You know, I didn't have to like choose it.
See, like that's the problem about being on a label, man. It's like they were talking about this in September, and now it's March. Like, I am from the mentality like I'm finished with the song. Okay, it'll be out next week. Not I finished the song. It's gonna be finished in. Well, I finished the song. It's gonna be released in. The first one's gonna be released in January. The second one's gonna be released in April. Did I say it's March? It's April. Wow. Okay. And then it's just so long.
The next single, knowing that Driver's License kind of was this huge success. So that definitely took a lot of the pressure off. But us and my team really didn't want to like do the safe thing and like put out another heartbreak ballad. I just think, people probably would resonate with that, and they resonated with the Driver's License, but we really wanted to show that I'm a versatile songwriter and a versatile artist, and I can write like heartbreak songs, and I can also like make like cool like alternative pop songs and stuff like that. So I just didn't want to be like pigeonholed into like the like heartbreak ballad kind of girl thing. So yeah, Driver's License did give me a lot of confidence in that regard. It's really true, like people really resonate with authenticity. You can have like this catchy melody and like the greatest production ever, but truth and like vulnerability is really what people resonate with, and that's always
100%.
Gonna stay the same no matter what genre of music you do, no matter if you
whether it's an acoustic version, a super produced version, all these different versions, it doesn't matter.
A tempo song or a down tempo song. And it's also just like cool, like I just love writing songs, and like Driver's License means that probably other people are gonna like listen to my other songs, which is just such an added plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool.
Very cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was very interesting to see. I love the fact that I can now watch this stuff here on YouTube, and you guys get to watch it with me, and I just get to express the thoughts that I think in my own heads with you guys. So hope you guys are enjoying it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Type in Jacob Restituto, Olivia, Rodrigo. You'll see a whole bunch, like 40 different videos of me talking about her music and all this stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. God bless and peace out.